Yo, what's going on, family? Welcome to another episode of the No Matter What podcast. Up here in ESPN head zone 5929 Girard Avenue. If you ain't never been to ESPN, man, get here, man. It's a great look. It's a great team. They do great work. They ain't just in the community, but they for the community and of the community, man, for over 30 years. Y'all know the proprietor, my man Mike Monroe, a.k.a. Naeem, Mike Action. But anyway, listen, man, we got a great episode today, man. I got a great guest, man. Somebody I've learned to love, man, this process, man. And I'm giving an opportunity to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Keiv. How you doing?
Hey, Keiv, man, thank you for coming to the No Matter What podcast, man. And thank you for willing to be able to share some of your experience, strength, and hope in this process. Listen, man, so, you know, we get right to it on No Matter What podcast, man. Tell me a little about your story, man. Tell me how you know what I mean? Tell me about your downfall in the beginning and how you started in the process.
The downfall started at a young age. You know, I started using when I was about 11 years old. You know, I thought I found a magic cure to all my problems. I thought the magic cure was alcohol. You know, as a young boy drinking, you know, just about anything that was put in front of me. You know, I thought it gave me confidence. I thought it let me talk to the girls. I was able to dance. I was able to do a whole lot of other things that a shy little boy like me really couldn't do prior to that. It wasn't until the ugly side of alcoholism showed up, the bad grades, the falling asleep in class, the missing in action, parents can't find me, you know, that type stuff early on that let me know that something was going on. I didn't know what it was. You know, I always thought the problem was the people I be with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was their fault. It wasn't mine, you know. So my cure, so I thought, was to get away from the people. So at a young age, I left the neighborhood. I'm from right up 60th and Lansdowne on Redfield Street. Grew up on Redfield Street, but I figured, let me get away. I went in the military real early, you know, 18 years old, the whole nine. So basically I just took my act on the road, to be honest with you, you know, not saying nothing against our armed forces, but like the military promoted alcoholism. They didn't want you to do drugs so bad that they force alcohol down your throat, you know, and I was all for it, you know, and as time went on, my military career started taking off just a little bit, and then they fucked around and stationed me in New Jersey. I was 48 miles from the boys. You know what I'm saying? I was home every day in my uniform. You know what I mean? Like, getting high on the corners, getting arrested for burglaries, doing all kind of shit in the military. You know, and during that time, I started getting introduced to a whole lot of other different substances, you know, that, the military ain't stand for,
Right.
You know, so consequently, I started failing urine tests, you know, fell by 13 altogether.
Wow.
Yeah. They only gave me 13 though. So, you know, yeah. And, was sent home. They discharged me, full blown addict, you know, so full of shame and guilt that I ain't even come back to the hood. I moved up North Philly, where the shame and guilt capital of the world. Shit, man. So I was up there doing my thing, getting high, got introduced to, we talking about 1985, got introduced to, freebasing.
Wow.
You know, and it was cool at first, you know, still able to function, still able to go to work, still able to, you know, live a somewhat normal life, you know, but like any other substance, man, that shit take over, you know, to where, you don't have no spirit, you don't have no soul, you don't have nothing. Your physical is destroyed. Your mental is, you know, you can't focus on nothing but getting another one. And, as time went on, like, I was forced to seek some help, you know what I mean? So I turned to the military. You know what I mean? I'm a veteran. I went down to the VA hospital and told the magic word, like, I'm gonna kill myself, and they set me away somewhere for a while, and after that, I was introduced to 12-step fellowships. You know, it was cool. I was a young boy though. I was like 26 at this time, and you know, I was young, wild as hell. You know, still thought I had all the answers. So, quite frankly, when you think you know everything, ain't nothing gonna work for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just continue to do me. I could always get clean. You know, I just go in a facility or something. I can even stay clean for a while, just hang around folks that wasn't using, you know, but I just couldn't reach other levels, or as we say, find a new way to live. You know what I mean? Because I really didn't think it was a need for a new way to live. I didn't believe that I suffered. I just thought like, yeah, I get a little high too much, but everybody get high. That's what I thought, because everybody I knew used something, you know. So I bounced back and forth in between fellowships, rehab for some years. And, you know, eventually you get sick of gaining everything and losing it, gaining everything and losing it. Cause like, you know, we come from, we gonna always come up. When we stop using the instant come up.
Yeah, the come up is easy. Yeah.
That's the easy part. The downfall be, bruh, you know, so up, down, up, down, up, down. And then like my last use, this is how I felt to me. Like I took a hit. I was 46. I blew the smoke out. I was 54, like 8 years just roared by. And I ended up being the old man in the crack house. I don't know if y'all know, but the old man in the crack house catch hell. You know what I mean? So I was the old man in the crack house, like didn't believe in nothing. Didn't believe in myself, God, fellowship, 12-step programs, rehab, nothing. Church, I ain't believe in nothing. But I finally did believe that my way didn't work though. Because I didn't try it my way, every which way possible, and it didn't work. So I actually got back into the 12-step fellowships through manipulation. I was in a program, and they said, I was on blackout. If you know what that is, they shut you down for, you know, and they was like, the only way you can get off blackout is to make meetings. So let's do it. You know what I mean? So started making meetings again, and I'm gonna just say I drank the Kool-Aid this time. Got bit by the bug, drank the Kool-Aid, and as usual, the financial come up came instantly. But like my spirit started feeling a little different as I stopped, you know, worrying about me all the time. You know, the core of this disease we suffer from is total self-centeredness, self-obsession. Like, you know, and my heart of hearts, without a program, I don't care about nobody or nothing but myself. That includes my parents, my children, whatever friends I might have, the dog. It don't matter. It's all about me.
Everything goes.
Yeah. So, but with a program, with realizing a need for a program was the biggest change in my life. You know, it took a lot for me to say, I don't know.
Right.
It took a lot for me to say help. You know what I'm saying? And those two things were, for me, the key to my freedom early on. Like just admitting I don't know and asking somebody for help. You know, recovery it's simple. You know, it's about following the footsteps of someone else. You know, because the path already been laid out. But the difficulty comes in when you think too much. When I think I know, like I'm careful to even start off sentences with I think, you know what I'm saying? Because once I start thinking, like it's, you know what I mean? So, I draw on the experience of others, and, I've been clean now 7 years and 6 days, you know, and of course, physically it's of my doing, but spiritually, emotionally, it's the fellowship that I serve and the God of my understanding that's brought me this far, you know, and service to other people was helped me really sustain, the clean time and the peace that I have, you know,
So how important is it to have the people, man? You know, Cause when I said, man, I don't need nobody. I feel I could do it by myself.
See, it's for me. You riding a dangerous line when you separate program from people, because it's all one. You can't have one without the other. Like I used to be like, look, I'd rather have a dog than a friend, for real. But honestly, like you need people. You need people to look at and say that's the kind of life I want to have. You need people to, struggle through situations and make it through and say like, damn, if he can do it, I can do it. A lot of times I go to these places where the people be at, I be feeling like shit, man. And then like somebody share what they going through and I be like, man, I wouldn't trade my problems for the world. You know what I mean? And even without opening my mouth, I feel better because I know that like, look, the world don't revolve around me, and once you get the realization that like, life sucks sometimes.
Yeah. So like yesterday, so I'm gonna tell you how I know this program worked. I had went to rehab in California, man, and I met this guy out there, and the boy was younger than me, like 20 something, right? And I'm 50, maybe 53 at this time, 54. And so the boy, he said, "What's up, old head? You ready to do something different?" I'm like, "What?" He said, I know you've been through this before. You ready to change, right? And so he sponsored me, right? When he was 20-something years old. So I get a call yesterday. He said, I'm back. And, cause he from Philly. He said, I'm in Philly, man. You still clean? And I said, yeah. He said, I want you to sponsor me, right? And I'm like, man, and I started crying, man. Cause, this how, somebody, he took me through my first 3 steps, man. You know what I mean? But what he used to say to me all the time, right? Because, early on, we blaming everybody else, right? Of course. He'd say, well, what did you do, Jay? I'm like, but no, man, listen, man, I'm trying to tell you. He said, well, Jay, you got to go apologize. I said, man, I ain't apologizing. He said, Jay, when you stop doing what you're doing, you don't have to apologize no more. And so, segue that, right, to you, right? When we got into a little something, right? I like to apologize again, right? Because, it ain't what you say. It's about my interpretation and how I carry on with it, right? And so it took for somebody else in the program to come up and tell me, man, Jay, people like you, but they don't like how you act sometimes, right?
Through that situation, I was like, Jay crazy just like me. That's what I got out the whole thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like, cause I don't hold on to nothing.
Right.
Because I can't afford to. Yeah. You know what I mean? Holding on to any kind of negativity fester and like you got a chance of using. Yeah. So like when we was going, most of the time you was going through it by yourself, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Because I was like, look, when the next day unfold, when that night hit and I hit like it's a clean slate. You know what I mean? But and I pray for you as well as myself. Because I want you to stay, because we need you. We need brothers like you. We need strong personalities like you. And like the thing about it is, like, you used to always say, iron sharpen iron. You know what I mean? Like, look, check this out, right? I don't have no true friends that I haven't bumped head with at least once. Because if you agree with me every time,
right,
how's you helping me? If you agree with everything I say, you gonna help kill me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need no yes men, no co-signers, no nothing. So like, as far as I'm concerned, we good. And like, we gonna continue on this path together. And like years from now, we gonna be telling people this story for years to come. You know what I mean? As far as just God asked you to sponsor them though, that's the essence of this program.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It even say in literatures that like, look, you never know. When somebody's sponsoring you, you may sponsor them one day. Because it's the heart of the program. One addict help. Look, check this out. Without the essence of one addict helping another, this thing would not work at all. And I'll probably cry too. I'll be honest with you, dog, man. That's a beautiful thing, bro.
Yeah. And so, I be having like people call me up about like different, different sponsorships, right? Dude said, oh, I can help you get some doctors on there. I said, man, I don't need no doctors. They ain't been through what we've been through. I said, I need the people to know how it is from the people that been through it and how we got. A doctor can only tell you his assessment.
The clinical.
Right? He can't tell you his reality.
The doctors, professionals have their own use in their own right, but I don't think this the platform for them. You know what I'm saying? Because like, I'm just talking about me, right? If you ain't walking in my shoes, I kind of look at you like, how can you really look? If you don't know, it's like the skits, like, you know what I mean? Like,
if you don't know what it's like to pull a gun out,
what? You know what I'm saying?
And like, see them look at you at the under end of the barrel and know you're doing wrong.
Like,
what can you tell me about that?
You know, I mean, some people need other help. Yeah. Go get the other help. But how about this? The other help don't even work without this.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just keep pushing it, bro. Like day at a time, man. Every day. Look, I pray. I try to help somebody. I try to read something spiritual. You know what I mean? And most of all, I try just not to use nothing. And then like whatever happened on the course of the day, like it always turned out pretty good. I've had some bad moments, brothers dying, cousins dying, you know, relationships ending, things like that. But I don't even consider them bad days because I ain't using no drugs at the end of the day. And that's what it's all about, you know, because there's that one, baby.
I always say, man, it's not the caboose, it's the engine. Like when the engine hits you, it's over. So you already done before the caboose get to you.
Yeah. I have a lot of people call me for a lot of things, and like I knew you was gonna call me eventually for the podcast, right? Matter of fact, before you even started, we talked about it.
Yeah, we did.
And I was like, let me get through them other folks first. He'll get to me. You know what I mean? And I was like, wow. When certain guests on there, I was like, man, you didn't get to me yet. So let me stop. But like, I believe that everything happens in its right time and in its right season. And like right now, like being I just celebrated an anniversary, this is a good time for me to be on here,
happy anniversary.
Thank you, man. And it's a good time to because anytime you celebrate, I'm sure you reflect on everything.
Yeah. You
know what I mean? The good, the bad, you know, I like good. It don't got nothing to do with the new truck, the material possessions, nothing. Like my head hit the pillow at night, bro.
Peace.
Bruh.
Peace.
Ain't nothing like it. You know what I mean? And you can't buy it. You know, like, and the doctor can't get it to you either.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
so.
No prescription for it, right?
No prescription necessary.
Yeah, we talking about anniversary. Yeah, May 22nd will be my 3-year anniversary, man. So I'll be, you know, celebrating on June 1st, man. At my home group.
Y'all squared that away?
yeah, we squared it away, man. You know, a lot going back and forth, a lot of, you know, headbutting, tussling, but you know, we reached the commonality.
Ultimately, the conscience of the group should always speak the loudest.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why I don't.
It's always naysayers, man. People think they're bigger than the group, you know.
And we the same. Look, be honest with you. At your heart of heart, you want stuff your way all the time.
All the time, man. All the time.
You know what I mean? Even though you know they're going to go your way.
I want to be the last voice, right? The last vote.
Yeah, that's human nature and the nature of addict. Yeah. You know what I mean? But once you calm down, invite a loving God in, everything always work out. Everything always work out. I'm celebrating next Tuesday around 61st.
I'll be through there. So, before I go to work, I'm going to make sure I'm making my business to get through there. So listen, man, this is the No Matter What podcast.
No matter what.
What that mean to you, Keiv?
No matter what, if the dog die, if the bottom fall out, if the girl leave, if the brother die. Matter of fact, all these things have happened. No matter what, we do not use drugs. Alcohol is a drug included. We do not, no matter what, you know, just for the day. Because it's important that you keep everything in the concept of just today. You know, because I can do today what might be impossible tomorrow.
Right.
So I stick in the day, and no matter what happens, because I don't know what's going to happen when I walk out here. No matter what happens, I ain't going to use no drugs. You know what I mean?
So any other valuable information that you might have for the people before we close the segment?
Help somebody today. in any way you can. Help somebody. Look, it could be the smallest thing. Let somebody ahead of you in traffic. Let somebody in front of you in the supermarket. A kind word, whatever you do, like just you look, kindness go a long way. That's the one thing I think this world is missing, kindness, man. It don't hurt to smile. It don't hurt to say hello. It don't hurt, the smallest act might change the course of somebody else's day.
Absolutely. Man, when I first started getting clean, man, I said, man, I'm starting to feel like a sucker, man. I'm starting to feel soft, man. I'm starting to feel like, I let Trump say whatever they want, man. But I understand that, and in this process, man, there's no fairly hip and cool, slick way to do it, right? You know what I mean? Because all that go out the window when you come in, to the process of recovery. But when we talk about recovering, right, it's a difference from being clean and recovery. Because when you clean, you clean, but when you recover, you can feel it on the inside, right? Like you feel the change, right? And when you do something that ain't right, you get that churning in your stomach. Like, ooh, that just wasn't right, man.
I ain't stole nothing in about 2 years, man. You know what I mean? Because they ain't feel right when I did it. Right. You know what I mean? They say recovery is an active change the ideas and attitudes, and hopefully your behaviors change as well.
And I ain't gonna say, the boy, I was in Whole Foods, right? And the boy said, I said, well, you only can put one in one box. It's the same, one slice in one box. Yeah. He said, well, you can put two in there.
Wow.
and I felt bad at that.
Plus, also, well, ain't nobody perfect.
Right.
Like, it's some things, like, all right, perfect example. I was in ShopRite the other day. It was Mother's Day. My mom wanted crab legs. You know what I mean? So the guy ran me up 4 pounds of crab legs. Supposed to be $80. I don't know what he did, but it rang up to $29. You think I was going to tell him? Right. Now, some people say, oh, you should have. No.
He might have just gave you a lookout, though.
He charged me for crawfish instead of crab legs. And I was like, oh, yes, I ran to the self-checkout. Right? But, but how my spirit feel after that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just for the day, it's all about like my spirit. Right. You know what I mean? And the good feelings in my spirit hopefully reach somebody else's spirit too.
And listen, man, it ain't, man, I'm talking about when you come on a side, man, where you ain't spiritually bankrupt no more, man. It's like a whole, listen, man, it's like you hit the jackpot. Listen, man, I don't be caring about the money, man. I feel so great, man. I feel so good. Of course, you need money to sustain life.
Of course.
But that ain't, like, I ain't driven by a dollar no more, man. That should be everything when I woke up. How I can get $1. How I can get another $1. Who I'm going to knock in the head.
Because when all your spiritual needs are met, all the other needs are taken care of as well. It's just the way things work. Yeah. Like, you're going to get at $1 naturally. You know what I mean? Like, when your spirit is good, your mom, her spirit good. You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole night, I just moved in with my mom and dad. You know what I'm saying? I've been there like 4 months now. Oh, man, I ain't slept so good in a long time, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And somebody asked me, what's the best thing about living with my mom and dad, right? I was like, they got cable. But for real, it's the peace that I feel and the smiles on their face when I come out that basement in the morning. You know what I'm saying? That make my day. That's the best way to start my day.
Yeah, when I can't say enough. Like, when I go in my mom in her room, when I go sit in her rocking chair, and I just kick the bobo with her. You know what I mean? She laughing and I'm laughing.
Ain't no better than that, bro.
Ain't not. And then we don't know how much longer we got to do that with them, right?
Both my parents in their 80s.
Yeah. So, man, God, listen, this recovery, man, is a gift to keep on giving, man. A gift to us, to give to others, man. Because when we recover, our families recover too,
yes,
man.
Most definitely. Most definitely. That's one of the reasons I switched my home group to a daytime group because I used to be on a Mondays and a Friday nights. Like, and you got to think about other people sometimes. Right. My parents so used to see me running out the door at night. I wanted to do something different, even though they know I'm recovering. They know I didn't want to give them nothing to worry about.
Right.
So I changed it to a daytime group.
Okay.
So now,
yeah, I was wondering why Ryan asked you on that. I thought you maybe you went through something.
Well, I went through something, but I get through that type of stuff. I'm talking about, I was more thinking about them than anything. Because I don't like being out at night that much. No more.
Yeah.
You know what I
There's
mean?
something about being at night now. It's like
It's different.
dangerous.
It's different, man. The sky look, everything different, man.
Yeah.
And I don't like, because my head on the swivel when I'm out at night.
Yeah.
And I don't like living like that. So,
Yeah, even when I go across the street to the store, the young boys with the mask on. I'm like, man,
they wear the mask in the daytime, so you know.
Yeah.
You know. But it's a great day, man. It's a great to be alive. It's a great day to be clean. It's a great day to be able to just process life, period, man. And it's a great day to help somebody.
Yeah. And with that, man, it's a great day to don't use, man. This could be the start of a new day, man, new life, man. Mm-hmm. If you just don't use, no matter what, man. If you heard anything, if you seen anything, if you feel anything, right? You got out of this podcast, man. Keep coming back, man. To the No Matter What podcast. Reach out to us, man. We can help you get the help you need. Yes. But the key word is help, right? If you can't say help, we don't know what you need, man.
Closed mouth don't get fed.
So I appreciate everybody that keep sending the texts, keep sending the DMs, keep calling me on the messenger. Like, I appreciate them phone calls, man, the encouragement, man, the love, man, that y'all giving out, man. And listen, man, I love y'all back. No matter what, don't use, help somebody, love yourself, love somebody else, just for the day, man.
No matter what.
Peace.